Here we go, week 2. We're going to show you the inside this week of our caravan, the ins and outs, all the bits, all the modifications that we've made, all the things we love, all the things we hate.
Yeah, all the things we hate. No, we love it.
Let's go inside.
Let's go inside.
Alrighty, on the way in, shoes at the door please. Everybody at home, shoes at the door. We've got our muck mat. We've got, I think it's just the original size muck mat to be honest. And as soon as we bought them, I was so devo because they came out in grey. So I'd love to get the grey ones eventually. And then we've got the step one as well, which is also great. Like if you give that a shake after you've been somewhere, like even like here, if I give that a shake, you have no idea how much dirt it holds. It's unreal. Anyway, come on in. We enter through the front door. So as we come in on the right hand side, I told you last week that we moved our fire extinguisher and we've just popped it there because we think it's actually a more practical place to put it and it's out of the way. And then we've got our light switch for all of our lights. And then we've also got our water gauges. So one is our sewage, which tells us obviously how much grey water that we've got in our caravan. At the moment we're empty, which is great. And then it also tells us how much water we've got in our tank. So at the moment we're full, so we're looking pretty good. And then we've got 2 USB ports, once again a 12-volt port, and then our water pump switch so that we can turn our water off if we're going to go on a particularly rough road. We don't want to end up getting there and something's fallen over and knocked the tap and then all of the water's drained out. And then we've got our battery meter, so it tells us what percentage we're sitting at the moment, and we're looking pretty good thanks to iTech World, our new iTech 120X Pro batteries. We're sitting on 97% and we haven't got much sun coming in at all. No so sun. That's epic. That's so good. And then 2 more of those fusion lock storage compartments, and I've just got like sunscreen, deodorants, moisturizer, all of that stuff. And then I find like I can use so much stuff for it. So I've got like hair clips hanging off and things like that. You'll see around the van we've got heaps of these sticky hooks that you can just get from Bunnings. We find like they work maybe 50% of the time, and then 50% maybe it'll get too hot and then they'll just fall off. So I don't know, at the moment they're doing okay. We've just got our broom on there and stuff. Oh, and I forgot to talk about this. This is just like a radio. You can put a CD in here if you want, but we don't use it ever, really. So it's kind of like a bit outdated, to be honest. They probably don't even need it. Anyway, come in. We've got 3 hooks. We hang our towels up on the left hand side. And then I've also put up 2 mirrors in the van. These are just from Bunnings and they're acrylic, and they are great because they stick on, and we have now, like, that's not coming off ever. But it's great because I can have a mirror without having too much weight and without having 7 years of bad luck and worrying it's going to fall on the ground and break. Anyway, come on in. So on the left hand side when you walk in, we've got our toilet and shower. So come on in. I've put one of those acrylic mirrors in here as well. But we've got, so on the left hand side we've got some more of those toiletry awesome things. I've got like hooks, and there's a magnet here which I can put like nail clippers and stuff on. 2 more of those fusion lock shower caddies, and we've just got like our, you know, shampoos, conditioners, body washes in there. We've got the inside of our Thetford toilet, which is super nice. You can turn it if you want, so if you want to have more room in the shower you can turn it so you've got a little bit more space. A toilet brush, which I mean you probably don't care about, but I think's like quite a pretty one. And then we've got 2 lights. So we've got the light on the wall, the light on the roof that's attached to our ceiling fan, and that can go both in and out, so it can blow air in or it can suck air out, which is great. Got 2 more of those towel rails, so one here and then one on the outside. So for the inside you can pop like your wet bathers up to dry, or even if you're going, you know, you've been surfing and we want to hang our wetsuits up inside, then we might hang them up in there. We've just got our shower, which you can move the shower head up and velcro it up so it's like a normal shower, or you can just hold on to it. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. But that's about it. There's another one of those fly screens. So all the way around the caravan, there's this like grey canvas. we can have these zipped down and then we can have airflow all the way around. And at the moment, I wouldn't say we've had any trouble with being too hot in the van. I think there's been one night where we've been like quite warm, but it wasn't a problem because we had the airflow. All right, this is our couch. And you might think, whoa, there's so much space in here. You'd be right. We love it in this little corner, especially when it's windy or it's rainy. We can just come in here and we both can sit in here, or one of us might be on the bed and the other one will be in here. But these did come like an ugly black faux leather. We actually used an old King's mattress and reupholstered that. So we cut them to shape of what they had before. And they're just so much thicker. Like you were pretty much sitting on the last ones and it felt like you were just sitting on the ground. So I think that looks really nice. I'm so glad we made that decision to do that with the van. I must say this is probably one of my most favorite accessories. These pink clips, and you can get pretty much any color you want. They're called clipsters and they're magnetic. So your hats are kept safe and you're not going to ruin them. And I just think that they're the best things in the planet. So we've got 3 of those hanging up there. And then we've just got our cushions, a little whiteboard for little notes that we want to make. Maybe it's about videos or whatever. And then behind us, a window. And the windows in this van are great because you can either just leave them open slightly or you can click them to different heights. So I love that. And then all of the windows have got 2 options. They've either got like a complete blackout, or you've got the fly screen on the other side if you want to have the window open and there's marsh flies around. This Caravan is like made to sleep 4, so 2 adults and then 2 really little people. So there is actually a bunk bed that you can keep in, which just sits here and it folds up and down. But obviously that's not something that we need, being just the 2 of us. So we just pulled it out and it's been so much nicer without it, saving a lot of weight and making a lot of space. The 4th person, there was one of these cushions had a hard back on it, and so you could just slide it in here and it would sort of make a little bit of an extra space, but you'd have to be a pretty small person to be sleeping in there. The Caravan also came with a table and it comes out here, but once again we felt like it was such a waste of space and it was heavy and it just got in the way, so we left it at home. We have got a queen bed, so it's quite a lot bigger than you would expect and we love it. The bed that it came with is great, but I'm a little bit high maintenance, so we ended up just getting a big thick topper, which we've put on it as well, and so we both sleep like babies in it now. We have got 2 Sirocco fans and they are great because they can move in every direction you could ever dream of, which is nice because we've got 1 each. We don't need to be sharing. And then we've got 2 lights that have got USB ports on the bottom. These aren't the lights that came with the Caravan. The lights that came with the Caravan were so ugly and made it feel like you were sitting in a boat. And so I thought we have to get rid of them. And I must say I probably spent too much on these black ones, but I think that they look so nice and I think it was worth it. These maps you can buy online and I think it's such a cute addition to the Caravan because you can mark up where you've been on the road and how much you've still got to go. I can't believe looking at that how little we've done. Can you believe? And then coming over to the right hand side, we've got another one of those lights. I've also put 3 hooks up to hold this like canvas storage bag that I bought on Etsy. And then I've got another hook for Jacob's other hats as well. We've got a new TV bag down the bottom, which is going to be a great addition. It's the Navigator TV bag and I already love it. Before we were having to put the TV in the bed whenever we would pack up, and sometimes, to be honest, it would fall to the ground and it was like a second away from breaking. We just leave our laundry basket down there as well. The last thing to talk about is our clothes storage. So pretty much for clothes storage, we've got under the bed, there's a little bit where we put all of our jumpers and rain jackets, and then these 3 cupboards here are all full of our clothes. We've got 2 drawers. Jacob's got one and I've got one. And then Jacob's got these 2 cupboards, which is like one long skinny cupboard here, and so you can sort of reach through. But we find that the most efficient way to store things is by rolling them. I don't know if you find it useful as well, but that is a little hack that I've found that makes things easier to store and easier to access as well. So 2 cupboards for Jacob, and then mine, I keep all of my clothes in travel cubes, and I think that that's so easy because I've got a pants travel cube, I've got one for activewear, one for dresses, and one for tops, and so I can just grab out the one I need and then pop everything back in. But it goes all the way around the corner, so that space is actually quite a big space in there. And then this last one is for just like miscellaneous stuff, moisturizers, more sunscreen things. But I think it's ready for Jacob to show you under the bed and under the couch.
So I'll show you what's going on underneath the couch, because underneath here we've got an air conditioner. We've got the hot water cylinder, which is like a gas and electric hot water cylinder. But I'll just show you the storage. So it's so nice in here, but I'm actually going to have to mess it up a little bit, unfortunately. Sorry, Lil. So under here you can't even see anything because it's just this big box, which is our air conditioner. And I keep my hats in there as well, which is a nice little spot for the hats. And then in the back here, it's hard to get into, but the air conditioner is in here as well. So yeah, under here we've got the Trumo gas hot water, and then also there's just a big storage area here, which we've got like our toasted sandwich maker in there, and then just buckets with like cosmetic things, and there's like a Panadol, what do you call it? A drug bucket. It's a good bit of storage actually. Well, now we'll move in under the bed though. So this mattress actually folds in half. That's how we can fold the bed back in. But it's pretty easy. It was super light, but we've got this big topper on it and it's just heavy. Along here there's storage. The whole way along here we just sort of keep jumpers and stuff in there. Down here is where our inverter lives. So we've got a Renogy 2000 watt inverter. That's just what came with the van. It seems to do the job. Here's probably what everyone wants to look at, the life of the van. In here. Here are our iTech 120X Pros. We've got 2 of them, so that's 240 amp hours. We've got like a Victron Energy charger here. That just charges when we're on 240 volt, like when we're plugged in, but we just don't really need it at all. Upstairs we have 2 times 200 watt Renogy solar panels, fixed ones, and they seem to work really, really well. And then we've also got, as you saw in the previous episodes, or if you've watched before, we've got the iTech DC 40 amp charger with added solar, which we're not using. We're using a different solar charger. But if you want to know more about our battery setup, you should watch our install video that we've done, and then I'll go through everything and how it all works. So that's there, and then up the back here, it's quite hard to get into right now, but there's just more storage, which, look at that, it's actually empty in there, which is funny because we actually have nothing in there. The extra batteries used to live in there, but after being on the road for 3 months we realized that we had so much stuff and we've just sort of got rid of a lot of it. Also, I think we'll talk about the roof. So the roof is hydraulic, well, electric. So we've got a little button down at the front and we can push that on and off, and these arms in both corners of the vans come up and down. These little things here are a way to get into the hydraulics, so you can put a little drill bit on it. For example, if your battery went flat, you could open that up, put your drill on it, and you can still lift the roof. But yeah.
So, before we finish the video, we wanted to give you a bit of a rundown of what we think of the van. Having lived in it now for like 4 months.
4 months. We like it.
Overall thoughts, we do. We really, really like it. I think no caravan is perfect, and people tell you that all the time. When you're looking for a caravan, you're never going to find something that's got everything that you're after.
It's always going to be a compromise, and we're even looking at whether it's a caravan, like, you know, or you could just have a car, or you could have a bus, or like anything. Like, there's just a compromise with everything.
Yeah.
But this is pretty good in, like, it ticks a lot of boxes.
For us.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah, 100%.
It's small, so we're fuel efficient, we can go off-road, we're fully off-grid. I don't know, it's just great. And we've got a toilet and a shower.
That was, so for us when we were looking for a van, we said we needed toilet, shower.
Well, it had to be fully off-grid.
And be fully off-grid. Yep, and to be small and to be lightweight. And I think that we have got every single one of those things in our caravan.
Yeah.
Of course, there are going to be things that we think, oh, I wish we had that, or I wish we didn't have that, or, you know, like it would be really nice if our bed was always set up. However, then you have to get an extra 3 foot on your van to make that happen. That's totally fine. I think that we understand that.
And when you're getting in a 16-foot van, you're probably not going to take it the places that we take it.
So ours, we treat like a trailer, and I think that's the difference for us, isn't it?
If a four-wheel drive truck says, it would do, even if it doesn't say, if it says no towing, we still tow. But yeah, it just goes everywhere with us, follows along. It's really, really good in that instance.
Yeah. The company initially were really terrific to deal with, but coming to work out this door situation has been pretty tricky and a little bit frustrating at times.
Yeah, it's hard for us. They're in Sydney and we're in Perth now, so it's pretty hard trying to work out the logistics of us trying to get a door.
Yeah.
But in saying that, this is a cheap van. It's a very cheap van. We're not upwards of, like, a lot of people that we meet that are in caravans, they're over $100,000.
And I must say, if we had the money, we would have bought something that was Australian, but we just can't. Like,
No.
we, you know, ours was sort of like spend 6 months on the road and have a $100,000 caravan, or spend 12 months plus on the road and have something that's half the price.
Yeah, exactly. It just wasn't in the budget for us to try and get an Australian made van. This caravan is pretty much, to buy like a brand new caravan, it's pretty much the cheapest thing that you can get. Like, to actually have something with a toilet and shower and be like livable, it's basically the cheapest thing.
But one other thing that I would say that is was the biggest selling point for us is having the kitchen built in on the side. And yes, you do lose a little bit of storage for it, but we clearly don't need it because we've got all of that space still under the bed that we haven't used. Our setup takes 2 minutes for us to get organised when we get somewhere.
And we can pull over on the side of the road, for example, flip the lid, and you're cooking.
Exactly.
And you've got somewhere to stand out of the rain. Like, this is just like a nice little shelter, this door. It's such a good setup. We would not change for the pull-out side, the pull-out kitchen. No way.
Never. So I would give this caravan, considering everything, an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, pretty much. An 8.5. We looked at all the hybrids. For us, this suited us the best.
The best. We love it.
Yeah, because they're all very similar prices, and, like, you know, it's just some companies have this, some companies don't have that. And this one, for us, it was the best one.
Yeah.
It was, so it looks fantastic. People always come up to us as well, like in the caravan park, and they're like, what's that? And they love it. Like, they think it's
there's
wicked.
not that many around, and
No.
it's nice to be a little bit individual, and it's nice to be grey, not be white.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
It's sleek.
Yeah,
Like, the
we
colour
think
of it's
so.
sleek. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's boss, and so is the car. Like, it matches the car, it matches the boat.
Yeah.
We're all about the aesthetic. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed these last 2 videos. They've been fun for us to make.
I'm sure there's things we've missed, and if there's stuff that you want to know, just message us.
100%.
Like,
Hop
we're-
on IG, message us in the comments, comment down below.
Yeah, we're happy to get back to everyone, and we're happy to, if you've got a question even specifically about this van or like another caravan, just ask us. We're happy to talk to people.
Yep.
We love hearing from you.
Yeah, it's the best
Yeah.
feeling. It's so nice when we get comments from people telling us that they watch us, or that, you know, that they've been watching us for a few videos and now they've gone back and they've binge watched all of us, and how much we've improved or whatever it might be. It's just like such a good feeling, and it keeps us going and keeps us excited, because it's sometimes not easy. And I want to kill him sometimes.
I know.
But it's good. It's good 95% of the time.
It is.
Yeah. So thank you so much to everybody who's watching. Go back and check out one of our last videos. Maybe go and watch the exterior video from last week.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah. But anyway, we will see you in Sunday's episode. I don't know where we're going to be
Who knows?
when this goes up.
We'll be having a good time though. We always do.
See you later.
Alright, ciao for now.
Bye.